So whose funeral am I preparing for, Ishida? Because I have room for up to 4, or maybe even 5, or maybe 6, maybe 7, maybe 10. I don't know. Ever wanted to know how Deep South looks like? By all means, continue the thrilling journey that this chapter has brought upon, because your destination is closer than you think. Two different worlds of Kaneki have collided, and it has no bright light in sight. When it could have been a simple conflict, Musuki is a step beyond to ignite the fuel of madness. After a week-long break, there are many speculation on how is it going down, and while majority of them got it correct, it's a presentation that manages to shock the audience with its dreadful display of a character as well as rising tension between their opponents. From start to finish, it gradually gets worse that it's hard to think of a positive outcome from all of this, let alone a tiny hope. It's ruthless aggression to the core. Because I want to focus entirely on Musuki and Kaneki first, I will go back to the first page for later. It started with a sympathetic tone of hers when talking about hope to meet him again. It did start off normal as one can get, but it's hard to discard the thought of a cycle. Whether she is lying or not, choice of words will play a huge role. It's when Kaneki's response that quickly shifts the tone. Kaneki has his reason of not going back, and that's clear as day. However, he is unaware of her mental state. That's where it gets eerie in the scene, and Musuki and Toka making eye contact only adjusted further. You can already tell that everything is falling apart as her sympathy drops and her anger rises. It's a bit sad because I do believe she wished to see the old days with Kaneki. She recites everything that he has criminally done, yet ends with the betrayal of the family. This is more of a personal matter than work to be done. Kaneki shouldn't have said back then, because someone wouldn't be bright enough to think thoroughly and see it as it stated. This whole scene was pretty chilling despite predicting them fighting. It has to do with the shift of tone and how Musuki continued to surprise in a terrifying way. It made sense that Kaneki couldn't grasp her state when she began with a normal student once her teacher back feel. No one knows that she is crazy outside of Aura, who didn't say anything. When she smiles, I said to myself, alright, hell breaks loose in 3, 2, 1. I have to mention 2 important notes though. Musuki has a present from someone that Uri questions about it. I can't shake the feeling that it could be Uta's doing. He probably found a new toy to play with or something. I really don't know. The fact it hasn't opened only makes me curious. The second and most importantly, Uri now knows that Musuki is trouble. And unfortunately, there are damages that she has done that can't take back. What does this mean? Will Uri begin to search for her and hopefully stop her madness in time? Will he wait for her and talk? The former is the more appropriate choice, but that will mean a reunion with Kaneki may happen. The biggest clue is a picture with a knife stab to Toka, so maybe he can put 2 and 2 together. That said, that stab is also her attention. Gone with sympathy from Musuki, it engages to a growing tense action. She surprises Kaneki that she has suppressant drugs on her quinque, which I would admit, that was smart. It's a shame that Kaneki has a soft spot, and understandably so, but moments like this will be his downfall. Of course, he could have stopped her with her aggressive force, hence just dodging and taking the hit, but because of drug, it got far worse. It only adds more attention that Aura steps in, looking like he hit manhood really hard. So now Kaneki has to shift his attention to him. It's not that I think Aura will beat the crap out of him, rather, it's a distraction that worries me, since Musuki has Toka all to herself. It won't be that quick, since Kaneki can't use his Kagane. That said, it does lead to an exciting bout between Musuki and Toka. Yes, I know I should worry, and I was, but it's pretty riveting. One is that it's always great to see Toka in action, especially her fighting style. Another is this matchup has been built for a while, so there's that. Regardless, there are plenty of good exchanges of blocks, dodges, and damages. It's the thought of who's going to get hit bad that filled my thought process. It's like so much going on surrounding them, and I was close to thinking Musuki probably gets the best of her. The repetitive word cat is all you need to know what she wants to do to her. It finally ends, for now at least, with Musuki applying Choco, which leads Toka releases her Kagane, and out she goes. Surely nothing can get worse than that, right? After a week break, it does feel like Ishida got enough time to convey this chapter's visual to more tense and clearer action. It has that haunting feeling when the chapter begins with Musuki, even if it was a normal tone. Once the action begins, that's when it all goes south, yet increasingly compelling. Toka's action is always delighted to see, and still great as I remember. It's a shame that the cafe is breaking apart from this battle. I hope that's not a metaphor. The chapter ends with a lot of types of feeling a person can feel from: shock, sad, or rage. I actually fall under the first choice because the beginning of the chapter shows Yoriko preparing for the wedding. Assumingly, the day is coming very soon. At first, I thought this would be a tie-in that her best friend is about to be in deep trouble and she is unaware of anything. Instead, it's a transition to the end piece that something awful has happened. I would have been fine with Musuki carrying a picture only, letting Toka know that Yoriko is getting married. Why is that hard to ask? But instead, I get to see Yoriko's hand with a ring and is not attached to the body. Damn you to hell, Ishida! But seriously, this only leads to one question. How pissed Toka is going to be in? I don't even know if Musuki is prepared for the absolute worst, but it's almost guaranteed that something major will happen to one of them. While it is unfortunate that everything has gone awful as many predicted, it is tough to predict the outcome from this mess. I honestly can't think of a positive point at this time. An intense chapter that can lead to even more so in the next is what we need to reach to the deep south sooner. I'm giving this chapter a 9. You know what's sad? I don't think Takeomi Death Flag is there anymore. Now it goes to Toko and Yoriko. Can't say I'm happy about that. What are your thoughts of this chapter? How do you think it will end for Musuki? Will she actually die by Toka's hand? Will Uri actually show up and stop her madness? What could be done? I don't even know if Yoriko is alive. God so help me, she better be alive. That is not cool if Ishida really went to the route of killing her rather than taking the guy who's supposed to be the one that has the most obvious death flag. I mean, hey, it's a different twist and that would be good, but no, just no. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.